Please,
Come over here.
please, I'm a civilian.
This is for the federal empire
Please.
of America.
Please.
Hasta luego.
Stop!
What?
You're violating the international humanitarian laws.
What are the international humanitarian laws?
Let us tell you.
Hi everyone, my name is Shrey Mehta and I'm the ISS AFE officer of the Long Beach Youth Corps in the LA region. I joined the Red Cross so I can learn disaster preparedness skills and help others as well, and build new friendships along the way. One fun fact about me is that every morning, usually when I wake up, I do play my favorite album on my vinyl record player, and it's a really good way to start off the day.
Hello, my name is Angelina and I am a junior at CAMS. I joined Red Cross to volunteer and learn more about how I can serve my community. And a fun fact about me is that I have a small collection of succulents that I'm working towards expanding.
Hi, my name is Arabella. I am a sophomore at CAMS, and I joined the Red Cross because I wanted to volunteer in my community, meet new people, and learn some valuable skills that I can use to hopefully help someone one day. Fun fact about me, I have a collection of books from the Percy Jackson series that I've been building since like 3rd grade, so nice to meet you.
Hello, I am Mia Domicelli. I am also a sophomore at CAMS. I joined the Red Cross because I saw it as a great volunteer opportunity, as well as a great opportunity to learn more and meet new people. A fun fact about me is that I can touch my elbow and my nose with my tongue.
How do? I am Ben, a junior at Long Beach Poly High School. Go Jackrabbits! As a Red Cross youth, I hope to have gained enough information to be a capable responder that helps to alleviate human suffering whenever possible. Some of the, shall we say, different activities that I like to participate in are juggling, stilt walking, and unicycling.
Hello, I'm Hee-chan. I'm a junior at CAMS, and I joined the Red Cross to meet new people and hopefully help people in need. One fun fact about me is that I like rapping, and I have been called MC Han at my school.
Hello, my name is Sophie. I'm a junior at CAMS. I joined the Red Cross because of its positive environment and all the new knowledge that I could learn to help our community. A fun fact about myself is that I love pancakes and I eat them every year on my birthday.
I'm Sabrina and I'm a sophomore at Whitney High School. I joined the Red Cross because I heard volunteering helps with mental health and boosts your mood and self-esteem. A fun fact about me is I can throw playing cards hard enough to cut a banana.
So a few months ago, we all entered this significant campaign, something that would turn out to be one of the best experiences that we ever actually had in the American Red Cross. But the concepts of war and its impacts were still quite unfamiliar for a majority of us. For some, it was actually just the first time that we would really dive into this realm without knowing its importance and its reality beforehand. But our early research and learning about armed conflict really was enlightening and allowed us to solidify our campaign's central purpose for the next few months. So, through the use of digital media and interactive in-person events using Zoom during this pandemic, our team strive to educate our Red Cross and non-Red Cross peers on the international humanitarian laws, spread awareness about the true impacts of war on education worldwide, and illustrate the role of the American Red Cross and International Red Cross in alleviating human suffering.
Another large part of our campaign this year was education war. The main point we tried to get across was that during war, education is under attack due to armed conflicts. Many things are harmed because of war. Students, parents, teachers, educational facilities, and society are all at risk when armed conflicts occur. We tied education and war to the IHL principles, showing how these set of rules are meant to limit the effects of armed conflicts.
Hello again. So before we really get into our campaign, I think it's important that we have a quick little conversation about IHL and what exactly it is. So to put it briefly, the IHL is a body of international law that governs armed conflicts. This was developed during the Geneva Convention, and its purpose is to be a set of laws that acknowledges the reality of war while also attempting to protect lives and preserve humanity. So the international humanitarian law is made up of 4 principles. These 4 principles include the principle of military necessity, the principle of distinction, the principle of proportionality, and lastly, the principle of limiting unnecessary suffering. It's IHL in a nutshell.
After months of extensive research and thoroughly understanding the IHL and its reality, we wanted to approach our first event of our campaign uniquely. The commencing event for our campaign was one of the most interesting pursuits for any of us as Red Cross volunteers throughout the years of our high school career. Realizing how the majority of us and our peers at school or other activities are not the most aware about armed conflict and its rules, we decided to expand our audience significantly. Stepping out of that beautiful Red Cross ambience, our team introduced ourselves and our campaign to individuals of any age around the nation. We're grateful for the Homeschool Cooperative Organization for giving us the opportunity to meet new passionate individuals and present the fundamentals of IHL and explain its impact on nation's educational systems, all from the comfort on our home using our Zoom programs. Having this unique approach to embark on our campaign motivated each of us as we continue to research armed conflicts and spread our findings with others. Rather quickly, we'd already be putting our peers in some tricky battle scenarios in our future events.
Going further into the IHL and its purposes, we linked with the Red Cross family once again. Our second event hoped to work with this rather intimidating information about war in the most interactive way possible, an escape room. We taught everyone the basics of IHL. Then we split everyone into groups where they entered our custom escape room, no time for hesitation. The participants would make choices of a real soldier in a war between the Federal Empire of America and Great Britain. By using their IHL knowledge, they were able to fight for the nation of America while not breaking a single international humanitarian law. We are happy to report that everyone successfully survived the war while making sure humanity was your top priority. Now let's talk about the Tigray War. The Tigray War is a war occurring in the Tigray region in Ethiopia. It began in November of 2020 and is still occurring to this day. There are at least a few thousand casualties, and this war is between Ethiopia and the Ethiopian National Defense Force against the Tigray Regional Government and the Tigray People Liberation Front. Due to this war, there are 2.3 million children in Tigray cut off from humanitarian assistance. Refugees are in crowded camps amidst this COVID-19 outbreak, and there are mass extrajudicial killings that are occurring. Damage and destructions to schools in the Tigray region are occurring because of air raids, and schools are being used as conscription sites, which violate the IHL and violate the education in war. We can see that IHL and education are under attack from this war.
So the Yemen Civil War. It is a civil war that has started in September 2014 and lasted till present day. It is a war between the Houthis and Iran on one side and Saudi Arabia and a coalition of a few other countries like the UAE, Egypt, Jordan, etc. As for casualties, there's been 233,000 estimated deaths so far, and 80% of the Yemen populations need humanitarian assistance they aren't getting. And 20 million are experiencing food insecurity, and part of the reason is because of the doubled food prices. There are 3 million displaced people, and students, they hear gunshots, explosions, and sounds of the war from their schools. There's also a chance of getting malaria from contaminated food and water, and the pandemic has not helped things. It's been called a forgotten war because it's not really represented in the world media. We shared this in our presentation in our third event.
Education and war for 500, please? This is a fast-paced game that tests the knowledge retained by our campaign participants with a fun twist. What is Jeopardy? Correctamundo! In this interactive activity, the chat was exploding with answers, proving to us how well our material was sticking with the people that attended our events. In the end, everyone went home with a wealth of information that included the background of Red Cross, the leading principles of IHL, and the current civil wars in Tigray and Yemen. But did we stop at a simple Q&A style session? No! We provided context, we asked for elaboration, and the story of universal participation in making this world a better place was written.
We also held an IHL arcade night. During this event, we set up multiple rooms that participants could rotate through to learn more about IHL through a Kahoot, video discussions, making cards, and listening to a presentation about how we could all get more involved. In our card making breakout room, participants wrote words of encouragement and support to those affected by the Yemen crisis after a short presentation on the background of the war. After the event, the card submissions came streaming in, and we are proud to announce we received a total of 44 wonderful cards. A special thank you to Anvita for taking the time to make more than one card. She also made a slideshow video using information from our previous event.
We wanted to emphasize to volunteers that they can also be active as advocates. In our spreading awareness workshop, we provided resources in order for people to stay informed and become more active. We also closed off our session with another reminder on why IHL is important and how they can stay involved.
And finally, we had our movie night, where we watched a documentary about one of the most famous naval battles in history, D-Day. D-Day was one of, if not the most important military events in history. The Allies set out across the English Channel to gain a foothold on mainland Europe during World War II. Both the Allies and the Nazis violated IHL, as many civilians and combatants died. As a group, we applied the IHLs to these real historic events, discussing the philosophy and the ethics of war and how IHL applies. I believe we all learned a little bit more about history and humanity that day.
Throughout all of these events, we had participants fill out a pre- and a post-survey about their overall knowledge of IHL and the topics that the meeting covered. When we compared the results from the pre- to the post surveys, the number of individuals answering the correct response increased. This has shown that people's knowledge of these topics has been increasing during each of our meetings. Seeing this has been incredibly encouraging as we watch more people become advocates like ourselves with the new knowledge that they have learned. Social media has given our campaign the ability to reach hundreds of people. Every week we posted an infographic and questionnaires on Instagram reaching up to 1,500 people per post. These posts included information about IHL and Red Cross principles, the Geneva Convention, current events, education and war, and simple fun facts. Posts that included questionnaires had as many as 200 people interacting. About half of responses would be correct, showing that people who interacted were learning new information through our social media campaign.
Over the past few months, I think I enjoyed the most bonding with the team, working together to create events that we can spread awareness about IHL and just learning more about the topic. I don't think I knew a lot about IHL coming in, but now leaving, I feel like I've become somewhat of an expert.
I really enjoyed being a part of this campaign because I feel that it gave me an opportunity to really step out of my comfort zone and challenge myself. Through it, I got to meet some really cool people, and I got to learn a bit more about myself and what I'm capable of. Besides IHL, I think one of the major things I learned from being a part of this campaign is to have confidence. I think our team was able to accomplish as much as we did because we had confidence in ourselves and in each other as a team to come up with effective but also fun ideas that would help teach others about something as wondrous as the IHL. I believe that I can use what I learned from this experience in the future, whether it comes to school or group projects or understanding the world around me a bit more.
This is my first year with the Red Cross, and joining the IHL campaign has honestly been one of the best decisions I've ever made. I got to meet and work with such amazing people, and while creating new experiences that really broadened my horizons. I got to be part of a campaign and advocate for people that really needed all the help I could give. And I've grown so much throughout this rewarding experience, not only improving myself, but hopefully others' lives as well. Thank you to my fellow advocates. I couldn't have done it without you.
This was actually my first time acting as a leader within the Red Cross organization, and I am so glad that I was able to focus on such important topics as education and armed conflicts. In my journey to be more in tune with the world and effect positive change, this campaign has given me a great direction in which to focus my future efforts in.
All in all, I think these events really helped me understand and really open my eyes to the realities of war. The fact that these events are occurring right now as we speak were really eye-opening, to be frank. And I feel like I learned a lot, and I feel like now I can really act on what I've learned. Hopefully I can spread more awareness and maybe even one day, actually be there to be of humanitarian assistance.
In the end, this campaign was a lot of work, but definitely worth it. I got to meet new people and experience new things, like being part of leading an event. I am so proud of the team for what we've accomplished since it couldn't have been done without everyone. I believe everyone did such an amazing job to really teach others about the IHL, and I am so grateful for this opportunity I had to learn and educate others about this matter. Thank you.
I've enjoyed being a part of this campaign so much, and I've learned many new things and created many new Red Cross memories. I hope that even after this campaign, I can continue to spread awareness about IHL and education in war.
So, earlier in the pandemic lockdown, I was given the privilege to serve as our Youth Corps' ISS AFE officer for the upcoming term. And in all honesty, the international services sector of the Red Cross was uncharted territory for me as a volunteer and as a student. However, I'm immensely grateful for the opportunity to dive into this extremely important matter of our world. The journey of this virtual IHL campaign has allowed me to grow as a leader and a friend and expand my knowledge on an unfamiliar topic. I'm so proud of the research that our team conducted and the knowledge that we were able to spread to our peers. And above all, the IHL campaign for me further exemplified the beauty and the welcoming energy of volunteering with the Red Cross. So, as we conclude our campaign today, we wish for its essence to persist and to continue motivating youth just like us to approach the matters of armed conflict with an open mind, learn the regulations that govern it, and in the future, contribute to actions that strive to alleviate war's impact on our essentials like education around the world. Thank you all. Please, don't do this.
The realities of war is crumbling under my conscience. How can it be so many innocent lives are lost, and for what? I must stop. Humanity must be my new philosophy.
Good job. Even though in today's time it seems like there's not much we can do, even spreading a little bit of awareness helps.